Stop adding more exercises. That's the actual problem. Every beginner walks into training convinced that the answer to a bigger body is more variety. 12 different chest angles, 8 bicep curls, some bizarre cable contraption they saw a 4% body fat coach demonstrate on Instagram while shirtless. None of it matters. Real monster physiques, the ones that look heavy even under a hoodie, the ones that warp the seams of a t-shirt the moment a guy turns sideways. Those are forged on 4 exercises. Just 4. Repeated, refined, and hammered for years. Want to know which ones? The squat, the deadlift, the dip, the pull-up. That is the entire arsenal. Everything else is decoration. Everything else is something you tack on later. When you're bored. When you're advanced. When you've actually earned the right to play with toys. Here's the reality. Most people abandon these 4 before they ever get strong on them. They squat 135 for a month, get bored, and chase a leg extension instead. They pull up their body weight for 10 reps and never strap on a plate. They dip with rounded shoulders for years and wonder why their chest still looks like flat cardboard. The exercises aren't broken. You are. Let me break each one down, and not the way some textbook would. The squat first. The squat doesn't just build legs. It rewires your entire endocrine system. Heavy back squats, properly executed, ass to grass. Bar planted thick on the traps. Release a hormonal storm that no isolation lift will ever touch. Your testosterone climbs. Your appetite explodes. Your nervous system becomes violently efficient at recruiting motor units across the whole body. The catch: you have to load it. Bodyweight squats stop counting after month 1. If you're not chasing a double bodyweight squat over the long haul, you're not squatting. You're rehearsing. Same brutal honesty applies to the deadlift. Listen to me. The deadlift is the single most physique-altering lift on the planet. It doesn't just build a back. It builds presence. Thick traps, knotted forearms, spinal erectors that look like steel cables welded onto your spine. Glutes that fill out a pair of jeans without asking permission. Why is the deadlift so unmatched? Because it forces the body to express raw, primal strength against a completely dead object. No bounce, no momentum, no assistance from a machine. Just you, the bar, and gravity locked in a fight. Every fight you win, you grow. Pull sumo, pull conventional. Pick whatever matches your leverages, then chase the standard everyone whispers about. 2.5 times body weight. Get there, then keep going. Now the dip. The dip is what I call the natural bench press, except it's better. Why? Because instead of lying flat on a padded bench, your shoulder blades have to stabilize you from a hanging position. Your serratus fires. Your triceps carry the load. Your lower chest gets crushed at angles a barbell can't replicate. 3 sets of body weight dips for high reps will not build a monster chest. Strap a 45-pound plate to a dip belt, then 70, then 90. Keep loading until people in the gym start filming you on their phones. That's when your chest starts looking like armor plating instead of flesh. And finally, the pull-up. If you can't do at least strict pull-ups, you don't actually have a back yet. Sorry, that's the truth. The pull-up is the single greatest expression of upper body strength relative to body weight on this planet. It builds a back that flares out like a cobra striking. Wide lats, dense rhomboids, hammered rear delts, forearms that look hand-carved out of hardwood. And once bodyweight pull-ups become trivial, same rule. You strap on a plate, then another, then another. By the time you're pulling yourself up with 90 pounds dangling between your legs, your shirts have already stopped fitting. Are you starting to see the pattern? Get savage on 4 exercises. Add weight to them year after year. That is the whole blueprint. Now let's talk frequency, because this is where most programs implode. You don't need to train these 4 lifts every day. You need to train them with absolute intent. Twice a week per movement is enough. Sometimes 3 for the upper body lifts. The goal is not exhaustion. The goal is progressive overload, adding load, reps, or rep quality every single session that you possibly can. Track everything. Write it down. If you don't know what you lifted last Tuesday, you're not training.
You're just working out. There's a canyon between the two. A sample week looks like this. Monday, heavy squat, weighted dips. Wednesday, heavy deadlift, weighted pull-ups. Friday, lighter squat for crisp technique, plus a higher rep day on dips and pull-ups. Saturday optional, face pulls, curls, calf raises if you're vain about it. That's the whole program. That's the whole answer.
Don't overcomplicate this. Don't add a fifth lift because some YouTuber with chemically inflated delts told you it was sacred. The simplicity is the entire point. The repetition is the point. The mastery is the point. Now nutrition. I'll keep it short. A monster physique demands a monster appetite. You cannot grow on Tic Tacs and protein bars. Eat at maintenance plus 200 to 400 calories per day. Hit at least 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Sleep 8 hours minimum. Drink water like a Sahara survivor. Don't make alcohol a hobby. If you do these 4 lifts hard, eat enough food, and sleep enough hours, your body has zero option but to transform. One last thing, and this might be the most important sentence in the entire script. The reason most lifters never build a monster physique is not because they chose the wrong exercises. It's because they never got savagely good at the basics. They abandoned the squat at 225. They abandoned the deadlift at 315. They never weighted their pull-ups. They never weighted their dips. They kept hopping to the next shiny program every 6 weeks. A man who can squat 405, deadlift 500, dip with 90 pounds, and pull up with 90 pounds will look like a tank in clothes. Always, without exception, every single time. So here's your homework, and I want you to do it tomorrow. Walk into your next session. Test where you actually are on these 4 lifts. Write the numbers down on paper, not your phone. Then chase them, quietly, patiently, for the next 2 years of your life. That's the recipe. That's the whole art form. Stop hunting for shortcuts. The shortcut has been sitting there the whole time, disguised as the lifts you've already been ignoring.